Back in her room, Christine removes her red vest and places her elder cab-eye prominently on her shirt before grabbing the black bag and a document folio. With the bag over her shoulder and folio tucked firmly under her arm, she confidently strides down the stairs and out of the apartment. As she applies the magnetic advertisement to the car, we see her neighbor and charge Freddie in his yard, where he and a little boy stare at something with great intensity. At Sta. Todd Retirement Villa, Christine has an exchange that reveals the elderly client's name to be Ellen. She tells Ellen that the journey will give opportunity to kiss to make it real. At a different residence, two young boys are seated at a computer, and one of them is writing an email to an older woman identified as Night Warrior. A close-up shot reveals the text of the proposed email, and it quickly becomes apparent that the content is sexually charged and inappropriate for the setting, as the boys are clearly very young. From the Eden Rock, Christine begins to pull away as we see that an orderly, also on the elder cab staff, has placed the goldfish that he purchased and put on top of the car to be taken to Ellen at Stitude's. Back in the elder cab, after having picked up Ellen, there is a discussion about seeing her. When they are again at a full stop, the fish tumbles off the roof. There is a brief shot of the orderly in the fish shop as they pass, but the goldfish is left behind on the road in its plastic bag. At her destination, the boy from earlier sits on a bench with her hands while scissors trim from a magazine and glances down from time to time. As the car moves past and towards his new task, he's joined by his older brother. They pause to see what the girls are up to, then return to work, and one of the girls says, "It does not match your skin color at all." Later in their dark bedroom, one of the girls writes in his computer, "What did she tell him?" At some other time back in the shop, and "It's just that I find you and that his day has improved from their meeting that I will never forget, and that what I want does not get better." The next scene shows one of the boys peering out his window as you can see their new friend Az, and then in the final shot, this whole thing has been nothing more than a new beginning. And the image of a new boy, new beginning, is clear in his eyes. As they approach the corner of Tyrone Avenue, they decide that's how they want to represent their life. They say, "Tyrone is like when we die of old age. It's like our whole life together, this block." It's decided then, and they begin to take a turn. As Christine walks through a department store, Richard has a call that says, "There's nothing I can do about Robbie being sick as a dog today." She approaches Richard and asks if he has any glue, and he says that they have shoe glue. As she is putting the face back in her compact, she's asking him about the separation, if it was momentary, and he replies, "No, we are separated, but we do have 2 kids. It's a mess, an absolute mess," she thinks, or she doesn't show any emotion at all. And when Christine makes a call to M+F department stores, they talk of furniture mattress deliveries. She seems to be living 2 lives, all alone. At school, Robbie is told there will be no internet at home because his mother called to say that when she's not with him, he will be using it for bad. The film closes with Christine sitting at her mirror, writing on the bottom of a set of ballet slippers that are pink. She writes, "You on one and me on the other." These shots run right into what must be an old black and white performance, where the screen is full of static and the image of someone standing. The entire image cuts off in the end. The television set has been shut off, and Richard, in the bedroom of you boys, are standing, and the image is then nothing but a boy with a dream. And there you have it, a television set shutting down while a boy with a dream stares on. A woman in a dark room stares intently and says that this morning she was asked to send her work, and it was as simple as that. She is being filmed. She asks if you loved it, joking about that. She notes that it could be very awkward if they did this face-to-face, and goes into the fact that you are in your big house probably, she says, with your family and your dog, and probably your dog has a family too. She says that you are probably all gathered around the fire singing carols, even though it isn't Christmas, but just for fun. She finishes by saying that you will never ever see this, as you will never watch this far on the tape, and that you will probably never even watch the tape, will you? She adds that she could do anything right now. She takes a moment to pause as she yells without end, then comes back to say, "If you are watching this, then just call this number," and shows what must be a number, and says all you have to say is macaroni, and hang up, no questions. And she ends. Back with Richard and his boys who discuss dinner being breakfast and then breakfast being dinner, but that they will have ice cream. And Richard also notes to the boys that he knows that they are giving him the silent treatment and that it is a nice Zen vacation or retreat for him. He tells them and that there is still ice cream for dessert as well. Back with her and what must be some of her work, she has printed a bunch of symbols that actually make a picture when you look close enough. She explains to the son about this, that this is people seen from above, from the sky, and that it's people walking and people lying down. She then explains that here she is, and here he is, and here is everyone they know. She gets a call, and it's probably Richard who says simply, "Macaroni," and she closes her phone. The next shot is of where Richard has his agency, a drab, run-down place with all the clients' names at the doorstep. He is inside speaking with the mother of one of the sons he's using, who says that they're going to go to the coast, she says, and he replies by saying that he may have a date then. After she looks a bit frustrated, he asks if something is wrong, and she tells him it's just that Robbie wakes up every night with these things on his skin, that they look like cuts, and then she tells him to go back to bed. Back with Christine, who is sitting in the park with her sons, who are playing near, and she's just staring intently with this odd sort of love for all the people that walk around here. The film ends with Richard now attaching his work in the apartment building that is now the family and staring at a bird. The last words on the screen have the youngest son state that all the parts fit. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.